everybody, welcome to DarkMatch. I'm Tiefus, and I enjoy looking at pictures of naked women.
I am Magpie, and I'm a huge Beatles fan.
I'm Christopher Says, and I just saw another walking movie where walking acts like walking.
I'm Backlash, and I have a big pile of candy sitting next to me. And as always, it is time for What is Iron Sheik tweeting now? I found out on the internet Osama is no good motherfucker and he have no dick anymore and can fuck himself. Now here's my question. Here's my question. If he has no dick, how can he fuck himself?
The back door?
I think if you lack a dick, it's probably a little bit easier because all you gotta do is grab anything and insert.
Or substitute your
I could be
thumb.
wrong on this. I'm not exactly a subject matter expert, but
I guess he uses toys then.
Yeah.
Nah, maybe he just uses his balls.
What's
Silence?
Doing Osama.
This might be the oddest start we've ever had.
USA! 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 Wait.
That is fucked up.
So this is another week of the Dark Match where we're going to be talking about the current events in wrestling this week.
That
starting
is
with
the weekly mainstream shows. It's The Rock's birthday this week on Raw. Yay!
Should we sing happy birthday, guys?
Nah. I think
We'll get to them singing
I'm
happy
not
birthday.
singing shit to him because they did it on Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we start off. And commemorating this very special once-in-a-lifetime event of Osama bin Laden being killed, they take it on themselves to air a video reminding us of another once-in-a-lifetime event, 9/11, and, announcing, showing the footage from the previous night where Cena, after winning the cage match, announces, hey, we killed Osama bin Laden.
But of course you can't say we killed him because that's not PG.
We captured and
we
ended him.
compromised to a
We compromised that motherfucker's ass with a donut. Wait, but yeah, they show that video package, and then surprise, surprise, surprise! Probably the biggest, coolest part of the night was they showed the singing of the national anthem by none other than Lillian
Garcia.
God bless her.
God, we haven't
good to
seen
have her
her
back.
in, I don't even know how long.
What year did she bounce? 06, 07?
That was after that. It was more recent than that, but
I forgot when she left.
She disrespected the business. She had to go and do something else, and thus she disrespected the business.
No, she didn't disrespect the business. Apparently, she left on good terms.
I'm kidding, sir.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Yeah, so Lillian performs.
And then The Rock comes out and thanks everyone. Before doing so, he dedicates the night to everyone serving overseas, and including you, Tiefus, even though you're not doing it right now. But he starts off how you have a roast or you have a birthday celebration, and the celebrity that's featured comes up and says all those stupid witty, pithy kind of shit. Well, The Rock doesn't. He discards any notions of that by just saying a lot of dick jokes.
Because dick jokes are funny.
Dick jokes and innuendo by saying, "Oh, when I was born, the doctors told his parents, oh, he sure is Johnson." And
Johnson
compares himself to the lead singer of Menudo when he was in high school and had an afro and mustache. But nonetheless, I ate more pie than King Kong Bundy at a Polish bakery.
Hey-oh.
Yeah.
I really could have done without that entire bit. Then again, I could have done without a lot of his shtick that night.
Well,
too much Rock is just not that good.
Well, actually, yeah.
Go right ahead, Slacker.
Endless pretty much mentioned it on the boards that, I don't feel the same way about The Rock, but he or she, whoever it is, pretty much said that, The Rock is basically his catchphrases. That's all he says. That's the only promo that he cuts, and especially nowadays, since he's not in any active angles, even though they're booking a match for him in the next WrestleMania.
Yeah, this whole night seems weird to me just because it's like, okay, Rock shows up that one night in Anaheim, and we're like, oh my god, this is the shit, which rightfully so because we haven't seen him in the WWE ring in a while. And then he's being The Rock, and then he makes fun of Cole, and then gets everybody wild up, and this is cool. And then Viva Satellite, shows up for WrestleMania, that awful event, and then, okay, now it's my birthday? Oh, I'm going to show up live. Hey, everybody, stroke my ego.
But and again, I like The Rock, but the whole episode revolving around him, like it wasn't needed at this point. Like his birthday should have been closer to WrestleMania.
I'd say it got old probably about half an hour in. Then I'm like, yeah, we're done with this.
Yeah, if only someone had the courage to interrupt The Rock during a promo.
Well, GM tried
be careful what you wish for, sir.
The GM tried to, and Cole tried to read the announcement, and Rock called him into the ring. He's like, if you're going to do this, be a man and do it in here. So he gets in the ring. He's like...
Cole's going to read his announcement, and Rock says, hey, you're using, like, oh, you're the big man now. Well, get in the ring and face me. So Cole... he takes off his jacket, and he's wearing a Celtics jersey. And that is my goddamn team. Cole, you are making me look bad. Stop it! So Cole gets in the ring, and basically he reads his announcement and says, like, you have to apologize to the mystery GM because you disrespected him last time you were on Raw. And then you also have to apologize to me because you disrespected me as well. Oh.
Yeah. I know they don't have any clue what the GM is. Do we still have to put up with this shit?
I don't know. I mean, like, we bitch about TNA's The Network, but at least next week we're gonna find out who it is.
Oh yeah.
Well, oh man, I hate to put. Yeah, you're right. I hate to put one over for TNA. Well, actually, no. Like, I want them to do better, but.
Oh my god, wait, we're using
the
TNA
fact of the matter
as a
is, like,
example?
What's happening?
The GM should have been.
It's collapsing on itself.
The GM should have been revealed at, when was it? I think it was WrestleMania. Like, there was one moment where people said, like, why don't they just get it out of the way? But of course, they can't think of a very adequate answer. It's pretty much like the Straight Edge Society Joey Mercury situation.
Well, it's been over a damn year.
It would have been cool if it was like Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler in the ring, and then the GM does that stupid noise. Josh Matthews gets up and he looks like he's going to read it. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to say it myself. I'm sick of your shit. I'm the general manager, and this is how I'm going to run the show. And Josh Matthews goes on a reign that terrorizes and scares everyone in that locker room.
Why? Because he proposes to become an official member of the roster?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like you wouldn't expect Josh Matthews, and it wouldn't end in a stupid storyline. I'll take anything at this fucking point.
But either way,
they've had it go so many different directions, so I don't really see how they could make it be anyone and be like, oh, it was him and everything makes sense now. You know? I mean, it's going to have to be someone that's not really interacted with them and is just kind of like just doing things just because he wants to.
Yep.
Going on.
Just to conclude the segment, essentially, The Rock says, well, you know what, Michael Cole, you're right. I've disrespected you, and I want to show some respect to you, so just shake my hand. And after maybe like about a minute of Cole contemplating, from understandably so, The Rock grabs him, rock bottoms him, people's elbows him, and quite happy about that. The segment didn't need to be there in the first place, but nonetheless, they got to pad this out some way. His music hits. He's like, The Rock's music hits. He's pretty much like, oh, cut that shit. Here's Pitbull.
Before we get to bitching about Pitbull, did you guys talk about, Cole jumped up, he took off his shirt, and he's wearing the Celtics jersey?
Yes, how you made me ashamed to be a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a basketball fan. Is that like a disrespect?
When the Rock went to rock bottom and everything before he did it, he says, "Go Heat, bitch," and they censored, so it sounded almost like he said, "Go eat shit."
Yeah, because they pretty much bleeped the entire thing, so they didn't even allow him to say Heat. But Pitbull, honestly, I'd much rather listen to The Rock's theme with Jim Johnston's really lazy solos and really like confusing solos rather than Pitbull. I hadn't even heard of him before tonight.
I'd rather listen to the Impact themes than listen to Pitbull. That idiot just That idiot just has a simple beat and just yells nonsensical things in Spanish, and that's how he gets a #1 record because stupid people like repetitive shit.
But if the segment did anything right, it's that JR pretty much joins him afterwards. Like, I love the system that they have with JR these days after WrestleMania. It's just he keeps on popping in and out like every time, like something in the angle like disposes of Lawler or Cole. But
it's always good to see JR, but at the same time, I think I definitely speak for No Leaf or anybody who's sick of Cole when I say just have Jim Ross throw tear gas in there, close off the coal mine, and just have him do it over the show while Michael Cole suffers in tear gas, and then we can do away with him.
No,
yeah, you keep saying that, and we keep having to remind you it's an open-air box.
Hey, I said seal the top.
Put a
sides.
sheet of paper over it.
It still would hurt.
Before JR rejoins him, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James put him over. They wish him a happy birthday, and of course Dwayne says, "Oh, I'm the better Dwayne." R-Truth and Morrison are supposed to have like a match, basically revenge for R-Truth fucking up a spot, which was revenge for John Morrison fucking up R-Truth's spot. But as Jomo's coming in, R-Truth pretty much attacks him from behind, and that's tossed out of the window. And
that's why you don't enter in slow motion.
Wait. R-Truth's finisher is called Shut Up?
I thought it was called the lie detector.
I thought it was called the flatline. Does he actually have a finisher?
No, it's the down, like the arm trap STO, I think.
It's a downward spiral.
Yeah.
And it should basically be called I have no finisher.
It's his version of I Fall Down, even though I think he's a good worker. Like, contrary to Madison Rayne, he's a good worker, but it's called the Shut Up, apparently. Oh, God.
I remember for a while they were giving him the scissor kick. Like, it was like, oh, it's new Booker T. I guess they stopped that whole thing.
It's Booker T for a newer generation.
And after that, like, commercial, we come back with Jimmy Kimmel wishing him a happy birthday and doing an excessively corny joke with him sitting on a bag of candy, so he has a candy ass. Great. Really want to see that.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Kimmel's a master of the simple jokes.
JR very, very successfully puts over that doctors are checking on John Morrison, which, like any other commentator, you wouldn't get that little tidbit of information. Well, maybe, but either way, match Maurice versus Kelly Kelly. Gee, I haven't seen. Well, Kelly Kelly is newly on Raw, and we saw her a bunch of times on SmackDown. Have not seen Maurice in a long time due to her being tied up with her NXT hosting duties, but
and we're not
obviously a
complaining
reason
about
for
not
this.
seeing Maurice. Trust me, we're not complaining about that. We're just saying.
Oh, we won't be seeing her for an even longer time. Because although not as bad as Alicia Fox, it's pretty much just an excuse for Karma to come in and just implant bust the fuck out of her while Kelly Kelly runs away.
Kelly Kelly actually didn't run. She was. I liked her facial expressions when she was just like, what do I run? Is it stay? She was actually doing that really well.
The thing is, we don't even know what the implant buster's new name is going to be, because we know it can't be called that.
No.
The Barbie Killer?
Yeah.
Barbie Buster?
Yeah, it's like I see certain sites trying to put it over as Kelly Kelly being frozen in the ring, but certain people don't know how to play like Karma coming in. Like
you gotta
Kelly
have
Kelly
a look of shock and fear in your face if it's going to be frozen. You just can't be like sitting there like, what?
It's Kelly Kelly saying, I don't know how to act.
I mean, we'll get to this, but Layla did a better job, I thought.
No, Layla's better expressions by far.
Well, Layla's the superior diva. Anyway. Moving on.
Moving on, Karma comes out and kills her.
Yeah. Miz is basically backstage in his dressing room pulling, like, remember when Jericho got screwed out of a title shot and he was just sitting in backstage looking off in the distance? It's pretty much what Miz is doing, and A-Rise, SmackDown's own A-Rise, is trying to snap him out of it.
Yeah, aren't they a great couple?
Like, where were you when I lost the title?
Anyways, before we go to commercial, we get another happy birthday wish from Paul. My career will end in about 2 years, Walker.
Oh, Jesus, we have to cross-promote that piece of shit, too?
Yes, yes, we do.
God
It's
damn
The
it,
Rock.
Rocky.
Of course we have to.
I mean, I'm glad he's back, because I like The Rock, but I'm getting really sick of this shit. Now let's promote shitty movies and celebrities.
Well, you have to promote the shitty movie if the guy you're trying to promote is in the shitty movie.
I understand that, but at the same time, ugh.
If he had been under contract, they would have promoted Tooth Fairy, too. You're going to get a lot of these cutaways, these random celebrities just being like, hey, Rock, happy birthday. I mean, it's goddamn ridiculous. You think about all the like matches they cut short and cut out of WrestleMania for like silly stuff with The Rock back at WrestleMania. They're doing it again here. I mean, you just think about how much more time can be spent on actual storylines and things that we won't be pissed off about is still going on a year from now.
It just goes back to like when they had the guest host, and they're like, let's pay a celebrity a ridiculous amount of money who looks down on the wrestling business just to promote their shit. And yeah, we're gonna take time away from our boys because we want to be an entertainment company instead of a wrestling company.
It won't be around next week or this coming Monday. So.
It always
yeah, they'll find a way.
But you know, as long as they have any time they have The Rock on, you can start to expect this bullshit.
Yeah. But Sam Jackson is the next one who sends him a birthday wish, and yeah, the only thing I have to say about this is it's an evil fucking room.
Yeah.
Stock Samuel L. Jackson reference or joke. And we move to a backstage comedy segment. Rock is partying with the divas and other people in the background, whether from Raw or SmackDown. Teddy Long wishes him a happy birthday. Kozlov wishes him a happy birthday and says, "Oh, I'm writing a new script for a movie for you." And Santino's comes in dressed as his character from Fast 5, followed by Hornswoggle dressed as Scorpion King and Kali dressed as the Tooth Fairy.
Ah!
Ooh.
Yeah.
You guys get it? It's subtle pop culture references.
Yeah.
Ah!
Why?
Honestly, like, it was much better when John Cena was making fun of him for that.
Look, because John Cena when he tore The Rock, he had a valid point.
Hey guys, let's move to something positive because this is followed up by Ron Simmons being awesome.
Oh, yes.
And the only way that he can be awesome. Well, only way. And his prime he could have been used.
Yeah.
Just one single word. Damn!
They really have to do a thing where they have him saying "damn" and then they cut to the person who's saying it to, and their hair is being blown away, obviously by a fan off screen.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm where you can see viewers, you can see how enthusiastic we are about this segment.
Yeah, this wasn't that great of a Raw. I mean,
It was a jarring experience because you had continuation of storylines we actually care about, but you still had Miz and Lawler going on, and you had this jarring, Rock's birthday party, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and they couldn't even have Mick Foley in there. I understand why they couldn't, but you know that would have been the only thing you need to make this entire thing work. Is have Mick Foley show up and maybe Yerple.
Thanks again, TNA, for fucking something up. That could have been cool.
No. TNA allowed him was going to allow him to do it. It's Vince that didn't.
Yeah, he didn't want to have a guy sign.
Nope, I'm blaming everything for TNA. My life is easier when I just blame everything on TNA.
Oh.
No, I don't blame either party for this because you know Mick Foley made his decision to go to TNA.
It's true.
Sorry. I just blame everything on TNA. It makes my life easier. Who lost my shoes? TNA.
Okay, well, moving on from Magpie's
Okay.
rambling insanity. Basically, we get another half-hearted birthday wish from Steve Carell.
Oh god,
And,
that was hard to watch.
Yeah, and then hey, it's time for a match. There's actually wrestling on this show. It's John Cena and Miz in a rematch.
Not a bad one either. It was a good match, even though the finish was fucking balls.
Oh yeah.
Basically, the entire thing was Miz pulling out all the stops, like really wanting the title back. like almost creating the argument that like he was a credible champion because like he's doing everything he can in a legitimate sense to get it back. I mean, up until the end.
Yeah, I mean, they actually made Miz look actually competent in this. I mean, he kicked out of the attitude adjustment.
He did.
Well, he is a competent performer and he is a good wrestler. It's just whether or not they want to make him look like that. And when the thing is with his heel persona as the champion, you kind of want to keep him like slimy and sleazy and having to cheat to win for the most part, but at some point you got to give him a legitimate win. You know?
I mean, I would think that would only happen when they do something where there's like a double turn where he becomes a face, but like there's no way in hell that Cena's turning heel. So.
Well, he's gotten legitimate wins. I mean, we all remember his awesome match that he had with Daniel Bryan on Raw.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, you know, at some point on the main event level, you know, you have to give him a legitimate win over John Cena at some point. You want him to look credible. Even when he turns face, if he suddenly is able to win his matches without cheating, that looks a little bit silly.
Yeah, but the finish of this match was Riley distracted the ref. Miz hits Cena with the belt, and basically he covers him for the 3 count, and the belt is basically concealed by the 2 wrestlers.
Yeah.
The ref can't see it. And
I hated how they did this because Miz hit him with the belt and like the ref turned and looked and he was holding the belt behind his thigh pretty much and was like, yeah, I won. And the ref turned his back away from him and Riley jumped in the ring and grabbed his arm and threw it up in the air, which exposed the belt. And then the ref turned around. And it's like at that point he decides to reverse the decision to a disqualification. And it's like, okay, you just saw him, you declared him the winner, you didn't see anything fishy, and then you see another guy standing in the ring with the belt after the match is already over, and now you're going to say, hey, wait a minute. That's not the way to do it.
Yeah, it was very weak. Very, very weak.
I mean, you talk about, you know, making your referees look dopey, and then the heat kind of shifts from the heel onto the ref. It's like, I blame the booking for that one. That was just a shitty way to end the match, because it's like, yeah, okay, Alex Riley could have jumped in the ring with the belt at that point. What are you fucking doing?
It's a dusty finish. It's the oldest trick in the book, and all it does is piss people off these days.
But the fact of the matter is, usually that would happen to a face, wouldn't it?
Well, if it happened to a face, it'd be the heel would do it, and then be smart enough to get the belt away at a time. So it's like, hey, I just got cheated. This fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But and what like probably again like not Cena's fault, just like the way the character is booked. He basically gets the fuck up after they announce the disqualification as if nothing had ever harmed him ever, and clotheslines Miz and Riley and gives Miz the attitude adjustment.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
It's just like in my opinion, kind of salt on the wound that like, wow, Miz through even though she through shenanigans got his title back. Oh no, wait, no, he didn't. Oh, and Cena gets up and basically pisses on him.
I mean, it would have been stupid booking to give the Miz the title back that fast. I mean, it would have been stupid booking to give him the belt back that fast. But at the same time, you could have just like, okay, Miz gets really close with his wrestling skills and just comes up short, and Cena beats him. There, simple finish. I just saved you 5 minutes of awful programming.
Well, a few more throwaway segments. We have Tyler Perry wishing The Rock a happy birthday, which...
Fuck you, Tyler Perry! Fuck you! I hate you and everything you stand for!
You're not on this episode. Stay out.
I got no thoughts on that. Moving on.
I think we know what the next episode of Faker Than Real Life's going to be.
For wrestling.
All right,
But,
so let's just skip ahead to our next part, which is Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre and Jack Swagger with Alberto Del Rio on commentary. And am I the only one who thinks it's weird that we're starting back up the Del Rio Mysterio feud again? I mean, shouldn't he be going for the title?
It's on Raw, so it's an instant reboot.
Essentially, I think it's a fair way to build him up because Del Rio is basically kind of scrambling in the sense that his destiny wasn't fulfilled for winning the World Heavyweight Championship, And so now he's on Raw. He's going to win the bigger title, whether or not they actually want to go out and say it's the bigger title. But he has to get through people such as Mysterio, who, although he took out, like, eventually triumphed and came back. And he's really pissed that Mysterio's here because he's going to be a huge inconvenience. So it for Del Rio's kind of character, I'd say that it's just he's pissed at him as a roadblock, and so they have a feud just based on
like
that.
starting at square one again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Raw, so now it's rebooted. Oh, it happened on SmackDown.
And
But that
besides,
doesn't
Christian's
count.
the champion on SmackDown. That's all you need to know, that SmackDown is non-canon.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, so.
But nonetheless, I thought that if anything, Drew McIntyre did. He actually kind of rose to the occasion for this.
This was a decent match. I liked it.
He's not a bad performer. It's just like his character is not interesting at all.
That and he's
In
kind of a
ring,
pain in the ass backstage.
Like, God, what was it? The Elimination Chamber. He kicked ass at that match, and then he had good matches with GTS
really
and. I think he had some good matches with Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental Championship when that was going on.
Well, is he the pain in the ass backstage, or is that his wife?
I don't know.
Well-
I've just heard. Like, it's basically well known that he's very high maintenance backstage.
Oh, okay.
Dirt sheet rumor.
Well, that's why they kind of aborted his push at WrestleMania 26 when he was supposed to win Money in the Bank, and we all know what happened there.
Oh yeah.
But no need to get into that again.
Oh yeah, we've heard that plenty of times from annoying
Good
people.
times.
But the match basically finishes with Kofi hitting a Trouble in Paradise on Drew and Ray hitting a diving splash to him, despite Del Rio trying to interrupt him, just by standing on the table.
Look
Either
at me,
way,
I'm waving my arms. Distraction.
We get the customary feud tease after the match is over. And they kind of pimp this anti-bullying campaign.
Be a star.
The next segment. Oh yeah, that's what it's called. They have people like the such stars as the girl from The Chaperone, but I should give him a little bit more credit. Alyssa Milano's there and some other people that I
You
forgot.
said celebrities,
Oh, yeah,
not
Jason.
Charisma.
Crap. The credit that I proposed I was going to give him is now rescinded.
Yeah, it's still a better campaign than Eliminate the Hate.
I think it's because, like,
TNA gave up. They quit while they weren't ahead.
Well, I feel as though it's like TNA. They did it for disingenuous reasons. They took this horrible thing that was happening in the country, and they're like, we're going to do our own Eliminate the Hate campaign because we got a gay guy, and we're going to jump on that bag weapon. WWE, I can believe, is more genuine about that because they have a lot of kids who are fans of them. They want their fans to be taken care of.
Did you just say babwagon or bagwagon?
Bandwagon.
I thought you said like bagwagon.
No, I probably said it fast and mumbled, so it sounded like that.
Okay.
Oh well. A few more birthday wishes. Ludacris and Marino.
You remember Ludacris, guys? I do.
So do I, but
Isn't Ludacris also in Fast 5, though?
yeah, he is.
Pimping!
I thought he was in the other shitty Fast and the Furious movie. He's in this one, too.
He was. They bought him back.
He was in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Why?
They bring back the Asian girl.
And he had that he pimped it with that song, Move Bitch, Get Out of the Way.
Because that's PG.
And well, it's not like he said anything like that, but...
Yeah, but anyway, we go to commercial and they come back, and did you know that SmackDown after 9/11 was the first major public gathering?
Did you know we don't give a
yourself
rat
pats
ass?
on the back, WWE. If you haven't already done it enough.
It's like they're celebrating America, and then this one's just like Chris said, let's pat ourselves on the back, yeah.
Yeah, it's... Whatever good it makes you look like you were, like, good vibes you were generating, you just suck away with that kind of thing. You know? Anyway.
Moving on, like, the next segment for me would be, I consider it the good, the bad, and the ugly, if not for the fact that, that what would happen on SmackDown in a few moments that we'll get to, but nonetheless, for me, it's the hilarious, funny aneurysm moment, the bad and the ugly. Christian comes in the room and The Rock basically says...
Whoa, you skipped the most important part of Raw this week. Dan Marino wished The Rock a happy birthday.
I might have mumbled that.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I may have mumbled that before.
Dan Marino.
Fucking
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dan Marino. Yeah, that's all we got.
Christian, he comes to wish Brock a happy birthday. The Rock says I'm proud of you, Christian. Evan Bourne has a word with Rocky before. Like, I didn't even remember that. I don't think it was really anything major, and don't think it would have done anything for Bourne. But
nope.
Vicky comes in, and she's like, "Oh, I've got a gift for you for your birthday. I know how much you like pie." And they have this huge cake to reveal what everyone was expecting, Mae Young, and that's not the ugly. But The Rock basically spins it this way. He says, like, Vicky's laughing all the while Mae Young is in this sparkling, like, cocktail or whatever the hell it is, and The Rock is like
a bathing suit.
Yeah. The Rock says, "What are you laughing at, Vicky? You could lose all the weight you wanted. You'd never be as beautiful as Mae Young." And he gives Mae Young a kiss, and to the delight of everyone at home watching.
It was heartwarming.
And for the ugly, John Cena comes and he's like, "I got you a gift, Rocky. I'm the WWE Championship, and I'll hold on to it till WrestleMania." Cue maniacal laughter.
You know the thing that just pisses me off about this? That's probably true.
I have had him hold the title for more than a year before.
Well, they have, but I don't think they're going to do it again at this point in his career.
I do.
I might just be telling myself that, but I think that they're going to.
They got way too much talent that's ready to go over in the next year, sitting right beneath him.
It will be Morrison's time soon. It will be.
Yeah, we can keep telling ourselves that all we want. Cena's not dropping the belt.
The Miz ain't going anywhere. Morrison's ready for it. They look like they're trying to set Truth up to be ready for it, of all things. Alberto Del Rio's ready for it. God, who else?
If nothing else, like if there really would be a belt feud between R-Truth and John Morrison, then Truth would pick it up. John Cena would get nabbed from his rematch. Morrison would then have it, and if it's at that point in the Elimination Chamber, then Cena's essentially just going to win that, like he did this year.
Yeah.
Just a kind of broad stroke prediction. But we go to which is, I believe, the last match of the night.
Yes, this is technically our main event.
Yep. I wonder why
Damn it.
Beforehand, we get George Lopez, but Kane versus Mason Ryan with CM Punk.
Name two people I don't want to see in a match with one person I like.
Yeah, who
is awesome.
Who is conspicuous by the absence of his wrist tape with the X's.
Instead, wearing sleeves to cover up his tattoos.
Yeah.
Kind of odd, but all right.
Anyway. Maybe it was a cold night.
No, I get the feeling that somebody told him backstage, you have to cover up your tattoos tonight for some reason or another. I just know that's what happened.
Well, the thing about it is, the match, no one may have wanted it, but what they're doing with Mason Ryan, they're making him look stronger than the new Nexus. Pretty much what they're trying to do with Zeke in the core. Yeah. Like they're having him break away. I hope it's just a tag team because I don't want to see either of those dominate singles competition.
No, they should not. Definitely not. Especially if they're reaching out to Batista to get him to come back, like I've seen reports for.
Oh, fuck him.
Anyway, the match goes on and on and on and on and on. And then Punk interferes and the ref disqualifies Mason. And Kane wins. So, yeah, pretty much the match was not bad at all. I mean, Mason Ryan looked strong. Kane, is typical Kane, which is not a bad thing. And disqualification match just to set up for the rest of the Nexus to jump in there and be like, hey, let's beat up Kane some more, and Shota run out to try and make the save, and Ryan pretty much just abandons them and just walks away.
Yeah. Well,
pulls the old Bruce Banner thing and just starts walking up the ramp.
Yeah, we're gonna gloss over the rest of these segments. Birthday wishes, Regis Philbin, Kelly Ripa, Craig Ferguson, who I have nothing against.
Wait, Craig Ferguson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Ferguson's awesome.
It's a skeleton riding a motorcycle. Who would want to see Ghost Rider?
I love his shit with the little alligator puppet.
Did you ever see him? Remember he was on Freakazoid and he was the Scotsman?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Anyway, we gotta stick to wrestling here, or No Leaf is gonna kill us because we're eating up his, ram or something.
Right. But unfortunately, there is no more wrestling on Raw.
Yep, nope, nothing.
The rest of it is just more of The Rock's massive ego trip.
The Rock comes out to make another speech, thanks his family, thanks his fans, thanks his friends. And all of a sudden, No Chance hits, and Vince McMahon comes out and basically sucks The Rock's cock some for him. And thanks him for coming back. And then we get a nice little video package highlighting The Rock over the course of his career. And one last celebrity. Who's it going to be?
Why, it's Maya, everyone.
Holy shit, Maya.
Such pertinence to the WWE and F and The Rock.
Because she'll do anything for a buck, including give Carson Daly a lap dance.
I'm sorry to... I'm not trying to kill the bit, but who the fuck's Maya?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even being funny. I have no clue who she is.
I'm not either. Exactly.
I forgot what her songs were, but...
She's a singer.
You remember... You remember Ghetto Superstar?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she was the one that made that piece of ass?
Oh, God. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
she was in Moulin. She was in Moulin Rouge too.
Oh yeah, that. Oh crap.
Well, actually, I like the Moulin Rouge song, not her, but
no, I don't. It's a bad cover of a song that wasn't really that great to begin with.
Hey, Pink dressed up like a whore. It was cool.
Pink.
You are.
I could care less. She's.
You are so strange.
But actually, one funny thing about Vince's promo was that the crowd was chanting "what," like oblivious to the fact that this is not a kayfabe kind of thing, and he's like, "I'd like to thank The Rock for giving the crowd the opportunity to say what."
That is not because of The Rock.
No. Moving on to SmackDown.
Oh boy,
SmackDown.
The disappointment begins.
This episode. No, it wasn't.
No, it was a happy episode. Christian's champion, so you shut your goddamn mouth.
No, forget it. We'll fucking discuss that. We'll discuss why it's shit. But nonetheless, I thought that this was a good episode of SmackDown because it indicated that SmackDown is returning to form. Like it's becoming the just like 3-4 decent matches.
Yeah, there were some good innings though. They got Sin versus Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I still can't take
Kidd
seriously.
Love or hate the finish to the main event. This had some damn good matches on it. I was not at all disappointed.
Yeah, but we'll get to the main event later.
SmackDown itself was good. It's just, we know what disappointed us, but we'll get to it.
Anyways, we start the night off with a video package about Christian and his dream to become world champion. And basically, let the celebration we actually give a shit about begin.
Yeah. Even though Michael Cole's... Did I say Michael Cole? Oh, that must have been a Freudian.
Same thing.
But either way, he's like, oh, his friend Edge had to interrupt. He shouldn't be champion.
No disqualification, and all he did was honk a horn.
Yeah.
And if Michael Cole didn't want Christian to get the belt, he should have got his lazy ass out of the coal mine and did something about it.
Yeah, he's a wrestler now. He's undefeated.
But nevertheless, Christian cuts a great promo, starting off by saying he's been waiting 17 years to do this, holds the belt up high, and says he's thought of this scenario for years. Like, he's had dreams of it, like what he'd do, what he'd say when the situation came around. But that does not compare to how he feels in reality right now.
It makes it so much worse.
He's enjoying every single second of this celebration.
He basically gave a Rey Mysterio World Champion speech.
Yeah.
And we all know what happened to Rey Mysterio.
Dun dun dun.
Difference is that couldn't have happened soon enough.
But either way, he said this title's not only for Edge, but it's for you, peeps. Belongs to everyone.
And looking into the crowd, you saw like Christian signs, and when he entered, he had a really good pop. People were stoked about this, man.
Oh yeah.
They had signs that say "Peeps, Christian World Champion, finally." Pretty blonde girl in the front, just like, "Yay!" It was awesome. It meant something to them.
But yeah, he dedicates the belt to the crowd. At which point, Mark Henry interrupts, and he comes out with his heel grin, or his face grin, or his heel grin, or his face grin. And he basically says, "Congratulations, Christian. You know what? I will be honest with you. On Sunday, I wanted you to win because I'm a big motherfucker. You're a small, little, puny motherfucker. And it's 1991 in the WWF, and I'm definitely getting this title."
Yeah.
It's not 1991 in the WWF, Mark Henry. You're not getting this title. Well, actually, they may want to, but...
And then we have another freak show come out.
Back then, Christian would still have a better chance of getting a title just because of his complexion. Well, anyway, Mark Henry comes out and he's like saying, "I'm big, you're small, that world title is mine." Ah! And Great Khali comes out and says, "I'm big, you're small, that world title is mine." Ah! And turns to Mark Henry and goes, "Ah!" And then Randy Orton comes out and says, "I'm not that big, but that world title is mine."
And then Teddy Long comes out, and he forgot his keys, heads to the ring, and he's like, "Now we're going to let the fans decide." And it goes about what you expect.
Yeah,
or to get the title shot.
Obvious. Thanks a lot, Vince. I mean, Jesus Christ, Taboo Tuesday wasn't as blatant enough for you? You can have a cage match or a debate or a toothbrushing contest.
We're all very sorry for No Leaf's loss. He went to, or was it Cyber Sunday?
And it ends how you would expect it.
Because no one's ever wanted to see Mark Henry win a title, and
I don't know. If I was in that crowd, I would have cheered for Mark Henry just to be an asshole like that.
Well,
I'll cheer for Khali.
I cheer for Khali to bug people, but I would actually, if it was a different situation, I'd cheer for Mark Henry just because I like that dude.
If I was in the front row, I'd have yelled really loudly after the crowd died down, like, "Only if Khali wears the fairy outfit!"
Now let's not.
Yeah, but, I mean, such a, blatant telegraphing what we want you to, saying, "Okay, here's your choice, but we're going to guide you to the choice we want." It's like, your mom saying, "Okay, you can go to your friend's house and wear this little pink dress, or you can stay home and eat your vegetables." Sure, you can have that comic book if you let me pull your fingernails out with pliers. Or you can get this classic by Ernest Hemingway. So, yeah, pretty much that kind of thing.
What the fuck?
Put the slinky down, Backlash.
You guys never let me have any fun. I thought my mic was muted.
Right. Guys, the boring show is over. We're talking about a show that was actually good this week. And, whistling and laughing like Revenge of the Nerds and playing with slinkies running around. Holy fuck. God damn. And now we got my echo going on Magpie's computer again.
Sorry, I didn't do anything.
Can we get some professionalism, please, gentlemen? God. Thank you. Man.
By the way, can you hear me guys now? Because
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
And for the third time, we need to figure out where the fuck we were in
Skype's going very slow, but no, I know exactly where we were. At this point, he sets up the match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's very abrupt. We get the Christian probably has a look on his face that it's way too soon, but nonetheless he accepts. Like he's going to be a fighting champion. The match is tonight.
If you can't tell who's going to win, you just got to look at who has more facial hair.
You got to look at the person who's better than Kurt Angle at this stage.
If he uses the Orton Slam, Christian's doomed.
Or the Orton Lock.
Yeah. Or he takes out his Orton mouthpiece, or pulls down his Orton straps. But either way,
or if he has his gold medals for the Orton Olympics.
Or Olympics. Either way, after the commercial, we have a backstage segment with Ranjan and Kali, who are joined by Jinder Mahal. And if for those who don't know, he's basically someone in the FCW who they originally had literally a turban on the guy, but now I think they're just viewing him as some kind of like preeminent like Indian star or something. I forgot what.
He's just a big shot from India.
Yeah.
What, is he gonna bust down a Bollywood number in one of these segments one day?
That'd be fucking badass, but I doubt it.
They can get Melina to dance in the background. That'd be pretty cool.
No.
Anyways, all that happens with this segment is that they're kind of setting up that Kali is going to be managed by Jinder eventually, and nobody gives a flying fuck.
No, it's actually not going in that direction.
Well, it's going in some direction.
It's he's gonna give Kali shit for being soft since he's turned face and everything. Kali's gonna turn monster heel and be a tag team with him.
Oh God.
Man, is the tag team division just going to be composed of huge fucking people? Ryan and Jackson and Show and Kane and Kali and Jinder Mahal, who's not really that big, but
it's WWE throwbacks, man. You got the monsters there.
Yeah, WWE 91, like I said. So I guess the next team is going to be Mark Henry and who else is there? Karma, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd like to
see that could happen.
That'd be fucking funny.
Well, actually, someone once suggested, when the news broke that Kong signed a contract with WWE, that basically photoshopped an image of her from TNA with yellow polka dots all over and the word Cody. That would be kind of wrong and kind of underutilizing Kong, but it's pretty funny.
I would honestly put I would sign Viscera back up again and put the three of them together.
Him and his 8 tits.
Yeah.
But
put him, Karma, and Mark Henry together and be like, and together we have 12 tits.
Coming off at we recap the U.S. title match between Kofi and Sheamus with Kofi doing his boom drop and getting the title.
This match with a straight face, I dare you, Chris.
What do you mean with a straight face?
This match was awesome.
12 tits.
God damn it.
I wish.
So the next match is Bryan Danielson versus Sheamus, and like all the matches I've seen, well, except for that one I didn't get to see at WrestleMania, all the matches Bryan Danielson and Sheamus have has always been pretty good.
Yeah, this one was a keeper. I mean,
it wasn't an instant classic, but it was a good, solid match. I'd be like, hey, I'd be proud to be in that match.
These two always have solid matches with each other, but at this point, it's kind of like we're running out of things to do, fans.
They definitely play up the whole. They play up the large and small kind of dynamic very well. Daniel Bryan being the plucky kind of underdog who always not always gets by. And actually, wait, Sheamus has won every one of his matches, hasn't he? But,
well, what I like to see is if they get since Danielson's on SmackDown and he lost the U.S. title, they start having him pepper in new moves. Like, he starts to use the rear naked choke as a finisher. He gets more submissive, and he peppers in new stuff, so he's still interesting. Or he puts Sheamus in a triangle choke. That'd be pretty badass. So
that'll have to wait for the pay-per-views because if you notice, Daniel Bryan's been kind of wrestling beyond a few spots, and one's in this match certainly. He's been wrestling to formula. He does his kicks, he does his suicide dive, he does his missile drop kick, he does this and that. But he was able to work some good things in this match. Like for instance.
Well, yeah, Danielson's always been good quality, and he does the formula like you said. But it'd be cool to see if they add new things at formula, like a rear naked choke. Or triangle choke for pay-per-views, or
he's definitely going to have some kind of importance before he's able to really reinvent his repertoire like he was doing during his title run in ROH. But
What they should do is have him feud, eventually have him feud with Barrett. That'd be pretty badass. And for the IC belt.
Yeah,
They might go that route.
They might go that because like the way Morrison was feuding with Sheamus for the #1 contendership, I wouldn't be surprised if they have that.
Yeah, and it's cool. You can have a story like, hey, you were on NXT and you stole all the thunder. And then Barrett's like, well, you're a pussy who got out of the group.
But it was nonetheless a well-paced match. And again, like I said, a return to SmackDown form. Some of the memorable spots were when Sheamus attempted his very nice slingshot shoulder block, Bryan like anticipated him and caught him in the label lock, though too close to the rope. It was a good counter. It put Daniel Bryan over well. And for the finish, Sheamus was on the outside. Daniel Bryan was about to attempt a suicide dive, but Sheamus counters with I forgot whether this was a boot or an actual bro kick.
Whatever he did, he kicked the shit out of him.
But yeah, he countered him and came in for what was a bro kick, what was definitely a bro kick for the 3 count. 10-minute match.
Yeah, good quality. Nothing else to say about it. Except for we've seen the combination of those two work together, so it'd be good to see. The only thing I would have to criticize is, let's get these guys against different opponents. That's my only complaint about the match.
But, oh yeah, and after the match, Sheamus is basically looks down at the Daniel Bryan dumbfounded, he was like, wow, that took a lot. Though he also says SmackDown belongs to him. Kind of funny, being that he has no aspirations for the World Heavyweight Championship, even though he is a previous world title holder.
Yeah, pushing him worked so well.
Yeah. I mean, he was good as a transitional champion, but his reigns weren't much better than that.
It's one of those things where when they gave him the belt, he wasn't that good as he is now. If they would have given him the belt, after he improved and had the serious matches with Danielson and just, worked on his craft and he improved, because he really did improve, they give him the belt then, I wouldn't say jack shit about that, because it's he's a good champion, he's a solid monster, unique look, different guy, he's good at what he does, get the belt on him. But now it's they brushed him so fast when he won the belt, there's nothing else he can do. Yeah, he can get a world heavyweight title belt, but he's going to feel, it's boring now, because it's we've seen him with a championship belt. There's nothing really else you can do unless reinvent him. And then the Celtic thing just put him down even lower, but so far he's building himself back up.
Anyways, I think that's all we have to say on this, because let's move on to a Cody Rhodes segment.
Cuts another one of his good promos. I mean, it's good to hear him, but it's also clear that the creative doesn't really know what to do with him right now. They're probably kicking around ideas while he just talks about the fallout with his feud with Ray.
And telling people that they're as ugly as him, so they should wear masks too.
Yeah,
actually, that'd be cool to get him and Danielson to feud.
If I was in that crowd, I would have put one of those bags on, just for fun.
Dude, I would go and have a whole section of people wearing those bags and just do pogo when he comes out.
Those bags are missing something, though. They need a smiley face in the front.
No, just as they are. Just that's awesome. Just a whole section of paper bag people just jumping up and down randomly. He just walks by, stares, what the fuck? You can't tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
I'd watch it. Hell, I'd do it if we decided to go to a live show.
I just don't know where to get that many paper grocery bags anymore. Ever I go, use plastic.
Yeah, I think if we tried to use the plastic, it wouldn't end well.
No. We can still try, though. I'm game if you're game.
This week in the news, a couple of wrestling fans suffocated near the front row when trying to attempt a joke.
This Cody Rhodes figure, is he a menace to society? He's teaching our young children to put bags on their heads.
Wait, weren't the people who are killed, in their 20s? Shut up!
That's not the point. Anyway, moving on. Match number 2!
Zeke versus Big Show, in which they put Zeke over even more than they put Mason Ryan over last night.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
On Raw, rather.
If Big Show ever wanted to feel like a jobber, this was it.
Yeah, he got in so much offense, Ezekiel. Like all
God.
clotheslines and kicks and even like rest holds. The show didn't even really get to do much.
I mean,
And
just to start the match, like just to put this in perspective, they locked up and Jackson pushed Show away.
well, I guess they're trying to say even though the Big Show is big, the Jackson's big and muscular.
Here's my question though: where is this going? Are they like trying to build up a possible team up between Mason Ryan and Ezekiel Jackson?
No.
Or worse, a match between the two. It's like, oh, the core, he's our best guy against your best guy, even though they're breaking up, but you get the idea. We'll eventually see those two in the ring together.
In some way, shape, or form, yeah. But
Hey, we got Lashley and Batista. We'll get this. This is just going to be that match part 2.
I mean, the finish for this was when Slater tries to distract Show, Kane pulls him off and knocks him to the floor, uppercuts Gabriel. But when Show comes into the ring, Ezekiel Jackson basically gives him a big boot and clotheslines him 3 count. Which, I mean, his finish is a clothesline on Big Show, no less. CM Punk couldn't do shit about that last year, but Zeke, big boot clothesline.
Yep. That's all it took.
Oh, your voice is quite low, Tiffus.
That's because I'm picking my nose.
Okay.
That's charming. Anyways,
Matt.
so yeah, Zeke wins, and the core tries to congratulate him, but he's just like, "Fuck you guys," and walks away. So, anything else to say about this? Because
No.
I can't think of anything. Okay, so then we get the Raw recap. Nobody cares. And it's time for our third match. It's Layla versus Alicia Fox.
Part of the show everyone wanted to see.
Yay.
Yeah, and one of the other parts, like this was second to the main event finish, but Layla essentially tosses Alicia Fox away. She does that really grisly looking layout finish, which is a neck breaker, but the way the receiver sells it is just like they just look contorted.
That's just the key.
Yeah, and after that, Karma comes out.
I remember, like, what the fuck when I saw that.
But nonetheless, after the match, Karma comes out as she did on Monday, except Layla's smart. She exits the ring as quick as possible.
And thousands of people are like, hurry up, guys, we don't have a commercial break before the bathroom break's over anymore.
But basically, they did it like they would have like any kind of other diva fuck or any other kind of knockout fuck with Kong when she was in TNA, where she's like not looking. Alicia hits her in the back, and then Karma just turns around slowly with a serious look, and then awfully mischievous grin.
And just pummels that uncoordinated idiot.
Yeah, she's just gonna completely. She's basically telling Alicia Fox, "I'm going to eat you." Alicia tries to kick her. She grabs her leg, and this is a bit of a controversy, at least in the forums, was Karma clotheslines Alicia Fox down, and she lands on her side with a conspicuous pop. Her shoulder separates. Looking at the footage, it just seemed like a bad accident. Where if you look at Karma, she wasn't stiff. She, like, you could see her go quickly and then push Alicia down with like her arm. I don't really think it was anyone's fault. Like, if you could quote unquote.
I blame Alicia.
I don't know.
I blame Alicia.
I don't think she had time to react. Like I think
her.
it was.
It's all her.
But in
fault.
wrestling, you gotta if it's a segment
How
like
dare you say Karma might be partially to blame for this, and that Alicia's not so sucky that she's completely to blame for this. How dare
it's one of those
you,
things
sir?
where it's one of those things where if Karma's coming out and the obvious plan is, okay, Fox, Layla, roll around for a second, and then Karma's gonna come out and beat the shit out of you, Fox. You should know that you're gonna have to take something and be prepared to take it. And in wrestling, you have to be prepared to take some things that come out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
I mean, accidents happen, but
At the same time, though, I mean, it is just an accident. I mean, people need to just, relax about it and not be like, oh my god, that's the end of Karma's career,
Yeah.
Or, oh my god, Alicia Fox
still-
sucks so bad she can't even take a
Still,
fucking
backstage
clothesline.
may not have the same perspective. It may reflect
Jesus.
poorly on her.
I
It was just because she was involved with that. Like,
but then again,
her
we're
first
not
couple of
backstage, so we don't.
appearances with the company.
I just think people need to relax before they sit there and try to, like, go all instant doom gloom worst case scenario on whoever they're trying to place blame on or saying is going to get blamed.
Well, I think it's just because it's Alicia Fox. I don't think WWE is going to be like all rage mode, and it's a separated shoulder. I mean, it's not like a serious injury. She'll probably be out for a month, but that's about
and
it.
at least, and I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but Alicia Fox getting injured compared to like if Natty got injured, I'd be pissed off because like there goes quality, but Alicia, it's like I feel bad, but technically, and I know this is gonna sound fucked up, but she's expendable talent wise.
That is fucked up.
I mean, it is cold. Like, although,
it's cold, but if I want to
agree with you to an extent, I wouldn't put it
dude,
that way.
that was Matt Hardy cold. Okay.
Matt Hardy cold. If I want to be Matt Hardy cold, I just say I wouldn't talk through the entire episode.
Nonetheless, though, it was a cringeworthy moment when Karma did the implant buster, just like the double underhook.
And you could just hear her screaming while she was up in that thing. You knew that hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
And the fans were just like, one more time, one more time, one more time.
You could see the side of the shoulder that took the impact earlier. It definitely did not look like it was put together anymore. That shoulder blade was floating. It's just not right.
Oh, God, hopefully none of you are eating. But either way, Layla watches all this happen, but from a much better vantage point of the ramp.
Safer, too.
Getting further and further away all the time.
We move from there to after a commercial to a backstage segment with between Ezekiel Jackson and the rest of the core, where Barrett says like, "I want you to look at me, Jackson. Explain yourself." And before he could follow orders, Jackson just tries to clothesline him, but Barrett and the rest of the core all give him a beatdown. And the funny thing about this was that after all was said and done, like Heath Slater yells something. I forgot exactly what it was, but it just oh God, that guy just is not able to put himself over, is he?
Well, the funny thing is Jackson's the one who hit first.
No, yeah.
So I mean, he's the one who started the beatdown. So I don't really have much sympathy for him. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were just trying to spin it in the way that the rest of the core were probably going to do something if he had not. It's like a Han shot first kind of thing, I guess.
Then go ahead and let them do it first, you know.
Either way, you mean just from a booking perspective?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess it depends on if they're trying to actually turn him and Ryan face or not. Which I honestly don't see them doing successfully, but at the same time, it's just like, if you're trying to, like, I don't know what the message was here. Is it like they're trying to turn him face, or is it just trying to show that he's out of the group? Depending on what result you're going for, I guess that's what really makes it break whether or not it was important to have him hit first or have Wade Barrett hit first. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
At the end of the promo, Barrett looks down at Jackson and says, "It was a pleasure working with you."
And they walk off.
Yep. They recap that after the commercial is over. I hate it when they do that. Unless it's something particularly impactful, like, say, Cena losing the title or what. Oh, wait. But
this was particularly nasty just because they did throw a lot of shit on him. Like, they just hit him with a whole bunch of crazy shit, like the towel rack. The towel wagon thing. Oh yeah, this huge bench. Probably hollow as fuck, and Jackson could take it, but nonetheless, it looked good. Yeah, it looked great. But going on to the next match.
Oh yes, the next match.
Another good one.
Yeah, first it starts with Chavo Guerrero coming out to join Josh and Booker on commentary.
Yay!
And the match itself is Sin Cara versus Tyson I Job to a Midget Kid. So he has something in common with Chavo, I guess.
He's got something in common with a lot of people that are no longer employed at the WWE, too.
And say what you will about Tyson Kidd, but he was definitely the right person for Sin Cara to shine.
Tyson Kidd's a great wrestler. It's just the predicament of the booking. Is this predicament he's in, and the people booking him? It's like
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble fucking killed his career, and it sucks because Tyson's talented.
Anyway, let's get into this match. they have a pretty solid match. I mean, it's got some very good spots in it, and
Tyson didn't look like a complete. I'm just here to do the moves and perform them. No, he actually he got out of the way of the baseball slide. He pulled some moves off, and I think he got a hammerlock on him in the start of the match.
Yeah, it started with a hammerlock.
Right, but he didn't look like a pansy.
Right. I mean, it was an even match. It was good, hard-fought, back and forth, and no botches. That was the important thing.
Yeah, definitely a better way for Sin Cara to endear himself.
Especially with the top rope C4.
Yeah, he hit that in one. And the other good thing about this was that Chavo was on commentary throughout the entire thing. I want them to do something with him. I like him.
Go right ahead, Chris.
Good promo cutter, and he's great in the ring. Like, during the match, he was saying things like, yeah, Sin Cara, impressive stuff, most of which I innovated anyway.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, like, someone like Chavo Guerrero is perfect for Sin Cara to feud with because, number one, despite not really having much of a career anymore, Chavo is still very dependable in the ring and can make anybody look good.
And then if you remember his WCW career, he can really do those cruiserweight spots and knows how to work Sin Cara's style.
Yeah, I mean, he is a luchador. He knows how to work the luchador style, and he knows how to adapt that style into the WWE style, so he can help teach Sin Cara over a long-term feud how to do that. And he's got the mic skills, so he can cut the interviews for Sin Cara, who doesn't speak English.
It also be good.
And no one's going to complain about seeing Chavo Guerrero on television.
Definitely not.
No.
And it's good too because hopefully this could lead to a good series of matches where we get to see Chavo look strong and we get to see Sin Cara get over. And
at the end of it, when Chavo does ultimately have to job out and look like a bitch, not really much of anything is lost from that because it's Chavo.
Could be worse. It could be fucking Hornswoggle.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, Chavo's gotten really nothing to prove, but at the same time, he's got nothing to lose either.
Yeah, so this will be good for him, and he gets to work a style he hasn't really worked. The Lucha Libre style hasn't really worked heavily since the WCW days. I mean, yeah, there was spots of it, like with the matches with Ray or Eddie in the WWE, but full blown pass based style in a feud like that, in a series of matches, this will be good, really good for him. So he could be like, oh, I'm going back and I'm going back stronger, and I'm gonna be on TV. It's gonna be great.
It kind of makes you almost wonder why they didn't really push Chavo to begin with for anticipating his return, his Sin Cara coming.
I don't know. I don't think any of us can really understand WWE creative at this point anymore. But we'll get to the main event.
If you want to understand WWE's creative, all you guys just do is start speaking the lines, you know.
What? Yeah. We move from there to a backstage segment between Todd Grisham and Teddy Long, where Grisham asks Long if he says, "Hey, I don't think it's really fair for Christian to be in a main event right after he won his title. Like, what were you thinking?" Or, well, not in such a subjective way, but I mean, the guy's a broadcast journalist. But either way, Long says, "Well, it's what the fans want, playa. They had a title match on Raw. I'm going to have a title match on SmackDown to make it unpredictable."
Yeah, that's unpredictable there, Teddy.
Yes, unpredictable on a taped show.
And basically just indicating that if you see it on Raw, you can expect to see the same thing on SmackDown 5 days later. Great.
Well, holla. Hey,
I'm not going to holla.
Well, what follows is a good match with a questionable finish, something that...
This was a 25-minute long match.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was completely 25 minutes because they padded it with about 3 commercial breaks.
Yeah, but you get the point, though. I mean, it was, for being on weekly television show, this is a long match. I mean, most matches are lucky to meet the 10-minute mark anymore.
I mean, yeah, there is certainly, great psychology. Definitely early on when Randy Orton was underestimating Christian, going for his, 5 moves, his, highlight spots. For instance, he early on went for the rope hung DDT, but Christian, he blocks it and gives him a back body drop.
It was a good quality match. It's that's not what we have a problem with.
You know what, though? Given the post-match situation, I don't have that big of a problem with the finish of the match either.
I do. Huge
we
problem.
can disagree with that because if you didn't see it, basically it goes to Christian going off the top rope and getting an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton is your new World Heavyweight Champion.
And all our hopes are dashed.
But they held on Christian for so long after that that you know that they're not done pushing him.
Well,
if they weren't done pushing him, why weren't they building this pay-per-view quality match to a pay-per-view?
It's like my problem is it reminds me of.
I'm not saying I agree with exactly how they did it, but I'm just saying
over me, fine.
At least they're not, jobbing him out right away.
It's just like my problem with it is it's like it was just like that night when AJ Styles won the TNA World Heavyweight title. And then Rob Van Dam shows up, and they have that entire night dedicating to punking out AJ, and then he loses the title on free TV. It's like it cheapens the value. Okay, like the world title belt in the WWE has been treated like a prop for a long period of time, but now this just really cheapens it. It's like, oh, it's not hard to win. Anybody can do this. You just have to wait for a long period of time. So what does it mean to be the champion? It doesn't mean shit. And then when you have somebody who, like Christian, who won the belt, we've been waiting for a long period of time, and you could have built him up to be strong, you take it away. And you just said fuck you to your fans who were in the audience at that night who was really stoked about it. I mean, I know I'm not a moron. I know why they gave it to Orton because they trust him to get him more ratings. But fucking still, you want to cheapen the value of your belt?
Not only that, but
I'm gonna respond to that right now as saying the fans are on their feet cheering their asses off at the fact that Orton won. So.
Yeah, like
I'm not saying they weren't happy, but there were a lot of people that get the finger.
But don't say that's a big fuck you to them if they enjoyed it.
A lot of people, it was a big fuck you to them. I mean, I'm stoked they enjoyed it, but for the most part, there's a lot of Christian fans there that night who was like, God damn it. And that shouldn't happen that fast. If anything, this should have been the first match. Christian should have won it, and then Orton RKO's him, heel turn, and then over the limit, then give him the fucking belt.
Well, we'll actually know next week. Certainly,
yes.
Like, if Christian has his rematch next week, not only that, and if it's any amount shorter than this one.
Let me give you a theory. You know who I blame this? You know who I blame this whole thing on? I know, Magpie, you mentioned this earlier, but I blame TNA. Here's why. Think back to like 1997, 1998, when WWF and WCW were going head-to-head. I think it's well established by this point. Vince McMahon just hates the IWC. He hates us with a passion. And it has never been more obvious than given this week in wrestling. But in 1997, he fucking needed us. He doesn't need us anymore because you know what? In 1997, if he put on a bad show, it was like, okay, Vince, we're going to go watch WCW now. Have fun watching your ratings go down. Nowadays, Vince could put on a shitty show like this. I mean, pull shit like this and... You can say, oh, you guys are going to walk away. Well, there's my competition. What you think about that? Oh, I'll see you next week. This is why we need something else. We need Ring of Honor. We need fucking Dragon Gate. We need
no joke, dude. If Ring of Honor had a TV deal right now, I'm not saying WWE be shaking their boots, but TNA wouldn't say jack shit. They'd be pissing their pants. That would be real competition to Vince in terms of like, and not competition, but an alternative. It would be presentable. It'd be
I mean, if it was on more prestigious and more available, accessible channel than HD.
Yeah, if it was on like, let's say the Turner Networks, or if it was on, I'm throwing it. If it was on a TV channel that everyone can get to and have access to, that people know by name recognition, TNA would be pissing their pants right now, and it would be a good alternative to Vince, and you would get the wrestling fans back and excited to tune in on TVs. Would Vince be scared of it? No, he wouldn't, but it would be a presentable, good competition. Sorry, Backlash. Go right ahead.
No, that's basically what I want to say, because actually, think back to Stone Cold Steve Austin back in 1998. Here's a guy who Vince really doesn't like, but is completely over with the crowd. And in 1998, at WrestleMania 14, he's pressured, basically, to give Austin a title run. And he did. What happened? Austin became basically the biggest moneymaker Vince ever had. And who knows? I'm not saying that would have happened again with Christian, but you never know.
It's a good example of listening to the fans and what they want.
You can't always give the fans exactly what they want. You have to bait them with some shit that they don't want.
You have to bait them, but don't piss on your belt at the same time while doing it.
All right, you know what? Magpie, calm down. It's just wrestling. Calm down.
No, it's real to me. Damn it.
All right. Number one, you said the belt has been treated like a prop for years now. That's because it is a prop. It's always been a prop. It's a tool to help get people over. You shift it around between people that don't need it so that it gains credibility, and between people that do need it so that they can get the credibility from having the belt. That's what happens with it. With Christian, him just getting the belt at all is a fucking miracle. Even if it's a week long right now, the way they ended SmackDown tells you that they're not done pushing him. You know, he may not have another championship. Maybe he goes the way of, Roddy Piper, going the rest of his career without having the championship.
And I agree with your statement about it being, because they've always been props. Belts have always been props. You're right about that. But it's how you treat and respect your belt. Like, you don't.
There's no such thing as disrespecting the belt.
Yes, there is.
No, it's only if you have continuously short title reigns like that. All right.
There is such a thing as disrespecting your belt.
No. Because they have to do this. They have to do this every now and then, where they have the belt change hands very quickly after it's already changed hands, or change hands.
Yeah, but we already had that with Ziggler. We already had that with Ziggler and fucking Edge. Do we need that again?
Dude, Magpie.
What?
You want to get pissy about me talking over you earlier?
What? That was one smart remark. I was getting mad. But now I'm just getting really into the argument, but I'm not mad at you.
Well, let me finish my statement before you cut me off.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Go right ahead, buddy.
To keep an element of unpredictability within this quote-unquote sport, they have to have the belt change hands shortly after it's already changed hands sometimes, and they have to change it on Raw or SmackDown sometimes, just so it's that feel of anything can happen anytime. Okay? They have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I know it sucks that they did it to Christian after all the build-up and all the IWC wanting to have this belt for so long. But that's just the way it is. And you can tell by the end of the show, they're not done pushing him. They're not going to send him straight to superstars now or anything like that.
Can I say something?
This is going somewhere.
And I agree with your assessment, dude. I mean, I'm not trying to disvalue your opinion or anything like that, and you brought up some good points. It's just I don't like it when they do things like this.
No,
I get what you're saying, and you present it really well, but it's just
that's part of putting on a dramatic show. The fans aren't always going to like what they see.
Well,
something they do. Backlash. Or
here's the thing: you're saying they're going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. From the logical standpoint, it looks that way, but I have to be a pessimist here because I feel like after having watched WWE for about 13 years now, I've kind of gotten to know Vince. And he might just be screwing with us.
He might be.
Because we'll know when we see SmackDown next week if Christian is going to still be around, if they job him out in a minute, or if he doesn't show up at all. Because what they've been talking about is wanting to give Mark Henry another title push. Because, that's worked so well in the past.
They might do that too. I don't know, but all I know is he might not be competing for the title, but you can tell that Christian's going to have a huge, significant role on SmackDown. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to be getting the title back next week or anything. I'm just saying he's going to have a significant role on SmackDown, just like The Miz is going to still have a significant role on Raw, even though he's not the champion. Just like John Cena did for the last year on Raw, even though he wasn't the champion. That's what I'm saying.
But again, I respect your opinion and you lay out your arguments well, but I just wish they could have given him at least like a month and a half before they do the surprise thing. But like you said, let's put some drama into it, and we can disagree. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, and look at all the backlash they've gotten over this too. I mean, they might have been like, okay, let's get rid of Christian now. Oh fuck, I mean, it's just a show, guys. We don't know how it's going to play out yet. We will next Tuesday. It might not even be next Tuesday before they start really doing something with this. They might have Christian off the air next week and just kind of play up he's that distraught about losing the title, I don't know. But people are jumping up and, like, not you guys, but I noticed a lot of people of this last week have been jumping up, chewing out Randy Orton, cursing out Randy Orton fans.
I have no problem with Randy Orton because
I said that it's not you guys, but I'm
right.
saying there have been some people that have been doing this, and I've got a huge problem with that because it's not their decision. Just like it's not Christian's decision to lose the belt, it's not Orton's choice to win the belt.
Well, yeah, there's that expression about the player in the game.
Yeah, and viewers, if it seemed like I was coming off like I was anti-Orton, I'm not. I think Orton's a great talent, and you should be a champion. It's just I don't like the booking.
You were fine. You're keeping it accurate to the booking.
Yeah, even though I was yelling at you, and I apologize for that, dude.
It's just people get so worked up over this stuff, and it's not just that that people get I understand hating the booking. I'm not too big a fan of this myself, but I can understand. Mm-hmm. But just like you were getting very emotional about the booking, other people have been getting emotional about other things that don't have really, okay, they might be politicking backstage and, affecting the booking indirectly, but it's still not their decision. The episode hadn't even aired. And people were flipping their shit on Orton and Orton fans and things like that, and, cursing out Vince and saying, I'm not going to watch the show now. And then when they actually did watch the show, they're like, oh, wow, that was a lot different than I thought it would be. This is going to get interesting. So it's just let it play out. I mean, we can talk about, what it is in context here, but don't act like it's the end of the world.
And on the subject of Orton, I've seen his Twitter, and he's been very mature in responding to people saying, oh, how dare you? And, again, another rumor that's been going around is he was very against getting the title.
Oh yeah, there's a report that basically said that Orton did not have any pull backstage to affect the finish or to change it or whatever.
And that's something I said to someone earlier in the week is you think about guys like Edge, Orton, Christian, Cena, Jericho, this current crop of top superstars. None of them really seem like the kind of guys. There's not really too many reports floating around about them trying to monopolize the spotlight and keep younger guys down or let lower guys down. They're pretty good about, at least publicly, about building other people up and not wanting to hotshot the belt and all this other stuff. Based off of what reports I've seen, I don't know if you guys have seen anything to the contrary, and if you do, I'd love to see it. But it goes back to the thing, think about what you're talking about, calm down, and let it play out. You can be upset about this one moment, but don't condemn the whole product from here on out like there's no tomorrow because of it. There's going to be next week's SmackDown and the week after that, and the next pay-per-view, and so on and so forth. Let's see where it goes before you condemn things. That's all I'm saying.
Very well said.
But we couldn't really describe the match so much tonight because it was overshadowed by the discussion about the finish. If we were to even try to do it in detail, I put over one segment, but we were trying to do it.
I think it was overshadowed by Rock's birthday party still. That's just me.
That could be another reason. But if I had gone on to try to describe it, it would have been way too anticipatory. The match was great.
It's coming. You just kind of focusing on that light at the end of the tunnel instead of the tunnel.
Yeah, it was a great match, but
great match.
Christian did I saw someone say there's a difference between losing a title and jobbing. That's very true, and Christian made a perfect argument for that statement being true in this match. He did not job. He did not look weak at all.
It was a good match. It's just like you said, Keith, it's the situation bogged it down. So I was I'm enjoying this match, but I know what's going to happen, and I hate how they booked it. But
that's wrestling. You can't let one thing you don't like ruin the whole thing for you.
Yeah, I enjoyed the match for what it was. It was good, but I know what's going to happen, so that ruined it in my mind. So I was just if it would have been my argument, pay-per-view, couple weeks later, they did the same thing, not a problem, but just that ruined it for me. But looking back, it is a good match, and we should recognize it as being a good match, because it was.
Yeah, it was. And think about it this way. What would your reaction have been overall had you seen it live without knowing the result?
Well, I probably would have been sitting there saying, like, oh, this is a good match, but I'd probably be under the assumption that Christian is going to win and Randy's going to turn heel. That would have been my prediction. And when that finish came up, I could picture myself just sitting in the crowd like, wait, what? Did that just happen?
Yeah, if I was there live, I still have the same reaction.
Yeah,
I'd just be like, huh?
I think I would
pretty-
have honestly been caught up in the moment, like, holy fuck, that was a great match! And not really care about the result so much. Just that, that was a fucking hell of a match. But, I don't know, again, that's just me.
Yeah. Well, in conclusion, we'll see how this plays out. We'll discuss how it plays out, and this has been the dark match. We will end as we usually do with our famous segment. What gets more screen time than Jay Lethal?
Yay! I love this game.
He's in neither of these companies, but I'd say Pitbull and the rest of the useless celebrities got more screen time than Jay Lethal.
You took my answer.
Dude, you just carpet bombed the entire selection of answers this week.
Thanks, Dick. You caused bloopers. Now this.
I'm going to say Chavo Guerrero gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Okay.
He's not dressed up as a bird either.
Great Khali's manager, Bollywood friend. Damn it! You had to take my answer.
That was fine.
The other one would have been better.
Oh god.
Separated shoulders get more screen time than Jay Lethal? I don't know.
No, that's kind of mean.
I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass.
You do that a lot, don't you?
Duh, have you listened to me
Chris's brother
speak?
gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
I'm not feeling that one either.
Lillian Garcia gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
No, not. You know what? I'm gonna keep it with Khali. Khali dressed up as a fairy gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Well, I think that's it for us then. This has been the Dark Match. I am Backlash.
I'm Tifus.
I'm Magpie, and I'm going down the long, grinding road.
And I'm Christopher Says. We'll see you next week.
Hey,
Well,
give me
running
that
out of
slinky.
catchphrases there on that.
No, it's my Slinky.
Give me. Hey, Tifus, dude, I apologize. I'm sorry about that, man.
Nah, dude, you're fine. You just
Yeah, but when I said talk over me, that was just I was just saying that just for joking around purposes. I wasn't trying to hurt you, but I apologize, dude.
Hey Lars, what do you think of? Hey Lars, what do you think of Christian winning the title?
Yay!
What do you think of Christian losing the title?
Boo!
What do you think about my foot in your ass?
-5 stars.
All right, I'm gonna restart this because it slowed down in the middle of it. That's why I couldn't mute it when my brother was acting a fool.
It